Bismillah, alhamdulillah. We thank Allah who has given us another opportunity to meet again for the seventh episode of our government class. We are continuing on the review of the past question, and today I'm here with some selected questions from SS1. The first question that we are looking at is on feudalism. Before I move on, I want to employ all my students to start revisiting SS1 topics. What I used to observe is that SS3 students used to concentrate, those that are preparing for WAEC, they used to concentrate on SS3 topics. Meanwhile, the exam bodies, both WAEC and NECO, they don't normally restrict their question to SS3 topics. In fact, the essay type of our question is of two parts. Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 of it comprises all the topics in SS1 and selected topics from the SS2. So if a student, we see a student neglected all these topics, in no way that very student is going to be successful in the exam, because it is very sure that questions are going to come out from these topics in section B, part 1 of our exam. So I have the reason of dealing with all these topics. So I implore everybody to be following me. The first question that we are going to look at today is feudalism. As I've written it on the board, the first question, question 1A, says, what is feudalism? And the second one says, state 3 merits and the demerits of feudalism. Looking at the question, as I said it in the last class we had, that it is the culture, especially WAEC, to give you questions on the same concept, on the same topic, even if the question is going to be of A and B. The first one usually asks you about the meaning of the concept, and the second one will ask you other things that are discussed under the concept. For example, as we are looking at feudalism now, the first question is, what is feudalism? We do have another question that may come out under features of feudalism. So they may ask, what are the 6 or 5 features of feudalism? Explain 6 or 5 features of feudalism. So the student should understand that immediately you give answer to the first one, you must give another answer to the second one. Now, what is feudalism? Feudalism, as we know it, is a political ideology. And the meaning of feudalism, as I have it here, is feudalism is defined as a socio-economic and political system of hierarchical order of land ownership and control. Feudalism, you take it again, is defined as socio-economic and political system of hierarchical order of land ownership and control. That is, feudalism is on land ownership and control. In giving definition, as I used to say it, in giving definition of a certain concept, there must be some key words that must be reflected in the definition. I told you you are free to use your own language. As I define it now, you can restructure it in your own language. But some key words must be present. And they are: first, hierarchical, ownership of land. Ownership of land. If they are giving definition on feudalism and these three keywords are not present, especially ownership of land, so you are not giving definition of the feudalism. But the hierarchical, you should notice, is part of the keywords, because in feudalism we have the transfer of land from the lord to the vassal, then to the serf. So this is the hierarchical ownership of land. This is the owner of the land. This one is you can also call it knights. Gotten the land through the military service to the lord or the king. This one is working on the land. So it is on hierarchical ownership. Everybody can claim the ownership of the land, but the ownership of this land is on hierarchical level. The least level is serf, next to vassal, then the last one, which is the top of the hierarchy, is lord. You can take another meaning for feudalism. I say feudalism means a structural system around which hierarchical authority is derived from land ownership through hereditary, exchange for military service, or labor on land. I want to illustrate it so that you understand it very well. This one, I want to take the question again, you listen, the meaning again. Feudalism is a structural system around which hierarchical authority is derived from land ownership through hereditary, exchange for military service, and labor on the land. This one inherits the land. That is hereditary. The authority of the lord over the land is acquired through hereditary. Number 2, exchange for military service. This knight, as I said it earlier, is a military personnel that collects the land, a piece of land, as compensation for the military service rendered to the community. The last one is labor on the land. The serf acquired the land by working working on the land. This acquire it through the hereditary, this through exchange for military service. This one can claim the ownership because he's the one that working on it. That is feudalism. I'm trying to, explaining all these things so that you will have that understanding that is required in the topic. Because governments required that students should understand it. You should not cram anything. There is no cramming in government. In physics, you can be successful if you cram, some formula. In chemistry, you can be successful as well. In accounting, mathematics. But what do you want to cram in government? What you just need is to understand it, and you give the answer in your own language. But make sure, I'm emphasizing it, that key words in the concept are present. Allah will make it to you. The second one that we are looking at, that is number 1b, says state 3 merits and demerit of feudalism. 1. Demerits. You have to state 3 merits and 3 demerits. Here are the merits of feudalism. 1. Agricultural development. In a feudalistic environment, because the resources, the major resources in the feudalistic society is land, and what they usually do on land is to do agricultural work. That is, in a feudalistic environment, that is what we call agricultural development. Number 2, decentralization of powers and functions. As you look at it here, the powers and functions over the control of the land are decentralized among the 3 actors in feudalism system, from lord to vassal, from vassal to serf. That is another advantage under feudalism is decentralization of powers, and you should know that decentralization of powers brings about efficiency in the administration. Number 3, social security. Social security. Because we say that vassal acquired land in exchange for the military service, and that military service is to defend the community. Rendering that service in order to acquire land, it brings about the security of the people that is living in the community, on the land. That is the second and the third merit of feudalism. 4. Foundation of capitalism. That is, feudalism is the foundation of capitalism. How? I will explain. In the Europe, before the advent of, before the emergency of industrial revolution in 17th centuries, the economic mode of the European continent, European communities, was feudalistic in nature. But by the that the science came into existence, this brought about some technology. That is why we have mechanized farming. Under feudalism, serf is working on the land with tools like cutlass. But when we have revolution, industrial revolution, we have the tractor. What the work that cutlass cannot do for 1 month, tractor will do it within 5 hours. Within 5 hours. And this industrial revolution is characterized with the capitalistic mode of economy. That is why they say one of the advantages of feudalism is that it serves as a foundation of capitalism. Number 5, the social order. Social order. In a feudalistic society, everybody knows his rank, his social status. No any struggle for no status that can bring about chaos in the society. So social order is one of the advantages of the feudalism, because social order will bring about cohesion of the society. The last one that we are looking at under feudalism is mutual responsibility. Everybody, all the stakeholders in feudalistic society, they have their own responsibility, and it's based on mutual responsibility. Because mutual responsibility is that as you are rendering service to me, I'm also rendering service to you. We are doing it, the two sides are benefiting from the relationship. That's what we call mutual responsibility. Lord is going to compensate the serf by giving him a piece of land after the serf might have worked on the land for several hours or for several years. That is, the Lord is responsible to the serf. At the same time, serf is responsible to the Lord. Likewise, the vassal is responsible to the Lord by rendering the military service, and the Lord is equally responsible to him by giving him a piece of land. So these are the merits of feudalism. The next one, looking at the questions very well, says state 3 merits and demerits of feudalism. So we need to look at the merits. You know, we give ourselves 5 points now. You have to just draw 3 out of 5. And you have already gotten your mark. Very simple. Under the merit of the feudalism, number 1 is monopoly of land. Monopoly, as you have understood it in your economics, is when the total control of a resources is in the hand of single person. The land, the vast land, is in the control, in the hand of the Lord. Monopoly, that is the first demerit, disadvantage of feudalism. The second one is economic exploitation. Economic exploitation. Economic exploitation is unfair treatment to the workers. When a worker works for 3 hours and the wages for 3 hours should be 10,000, because that very person is of a very low social rank in the society, like we have serf. the Lord is going to give him just 2,000 naira. So means that the Lord exploits the staff. Economic exploitation. Economic exploitation is when the skills, the effort that you are putting in, it is not commensurate with the money, the wages, the salary that you are collecting. Number 3, under the merit of feudalism is polarization of society. Polarization of the society. Polarization of the society. To polarize a society means that you divide the society into 2 or more segments. If you look at feudalistic society very well, we have 3 segments. The segment of lord, the segment of vassal, and the segment of serf. So it means that one of the advantages of feudalism is that it polarizes the society into 3 segments. Number 4, under the merit of feudalism is discouragement of social harmony. Discouragement of social harmony. Social harmony is when you have, a mutual agreement, when you have a cohesion in the society, and harmony will bring about peace in society. But this one discourages the social harmony, because in no way the serf will relate well with vassal, with lord. There won't be anything that we call cohesion in that society. Number 5, unhealthy competition. To acquire land, everybody will be struggling here and there, and the struggle is going to be like war, attempts to eliminate the competitors, because the only resources in the society then is land. So feudalistic society breeds what we call unhealthy competition. Then unhealthy competition is going to result to the last point that we have for ourselves under the merit of feudalism, which we call anarchism. Anarchism is a state of disorderliness in society. These are the merits of feudalism. The next topic that we are looking at, the next question number 2. In the same political ideology is what is fascism? What is fascism? Question number 1. Question 2. Sorry, 2A. What is fascism? Then 2B is highlight 4 features of fascism. Everybody knows the political ideology that we call fascism. Fascism is associated with Benito Mussolini of Italy. And what is the meaning of the political ideology? Fascism is an ideology which enhances aggressive nationalism and totalitarianism based on the rule of autocratic ruler. Take it again. Fascism is an ideology that enhances aggressive nationalism and totalitarianism based on the rule of autocratic ruler. the meaning. As I said it earlier, when you are giving definition to a certain concept, you must ensure that keywords are present in the definition. What are the keywords that you need to be watchful of in this definition? There are just three. The first one is aggressive nationalism. Aggressive nationalism. The second one is totalitarianism. The third one is autocratic leader. Autocratic leader. That is, leader that consider himself as somebody that's above the law. Don't forget that autocratic from the autocracy is one of the types of oligarchy. And this one is the authority of a single person. Authority of what? A single person is what we mean by autocratic leader. So there will be a leader consider himself as supreme, like Benito Mussolini of Italy, like Adolf Hitler of Germany. So these are the two examples of autocratic leader in the course of history. And these two ideologies, they are both totalitarianism and authoritarianism. You know, authoritarianism and totalitarianism are the same thing. So they are good examples. Fascism of Mussolini and Nazism of Hitler are good examples of totalitarianism or authoritarianism. That is meaning of fascism. What are the features? Question 2b. What are the features of fascism? The first one is that fascism is a totalitarian type of government. That's number one. Fascism is a totalitarian types of form of government. Number two, the leader, the autocratic leader in the fascism has the control of everything in the society. That is, the control of the resources of the community is in the hand of the autocratic leader. In another way, the location of sovereignty is in the autocratic leader. Don't forget, in the last class, I made reference to that point when we were discussing differentiating between legal sovereignty and political sovereignty. I made mention of location of sovereignty under different types of governments, be it monarchical type, be it democratic type, or military type, and others. Under fascism, sovereignty is located in the hand of the autocratic leader, and sovereignty means absolute power of a state over its citizens. That is, the absolute power of that community where they are practicing fascism is in the hand of the leader. That is second features. Number three, it encourages aggressive nationalism. I think this one is reflected in the definition. Number four, it is an anti-communist movement. We are discussing features. 5, it rejects freedom of expression and independence of press. Number 6, it represses political opposition. Number 7, the economic in fascism is highly centralized. The last one is that it expands its domination to another city, another community. These are the features of feudalism. Now, my students, the question 2b is on feature of feudalism. What of if the question says what are the merits or the merits of fascism? You can easily extract your points under merit or demerit from the feature. Try to note that. So Allah will make it easy. The third question that we are going to review is on presidential system of government. I think that one is SS2 topic or third term of SS1. I think so. Whichever. What are the functions? The question says, what are the functions of head of state in presidential system of government? So some students that did not read very well, that yet to understand the subject, the government as a subject, that yet to have required information about the content of the government as a subject matter, we see this question somehow difficult, but very, very simple. I want to write the question on the board. What are the functions of head of state in presidential system of government? We have head of state and head of government. I want to commence my analysis of the question from that place. Head of state and what? Head of government. I know you might have aware of this, especially under the parliamentary system of government, where we have distinct rulers. Two distinct rulers. We have the head of state and head of government. But under presidential system of government, because the question is on presidential system of government, the question do not say what are the functions of head of state in parliamentary system of government. But the question says what are the functions of head of state in presidential system of government. And what we learned is that the head of state and head of government are fused together under presidential system of government. That is, only one person is head of state, at the same time head of government. It is only in parliamentary system of government that we have a separate head of state, separate person as an head of state, and another person as an head of government. I want to throw this question to you. We have ceremonial president or monarch at one side. We have the prime minister at another side under parliamentary system of government. Which one is head of state? Which one is head of government? I want to see that response. So in as one of your assignments, so you send it to me. Everybody should send the correct answer to me. Which one is head of state? Which one is head of government? Is it prime minister or the ceremonial president? Now back to the class. single person, as we have in this country. Muhammadu Buhari is head of state, at the same time head of government of this country, because Nigeria is practicing presidential system of government. Now the question is now saying, what are the functions of this person? In fact, you can draw your answer from two topics, from two chapters in your government syllabus. You can get your answer from presidential system of government, at the same time under organization of government, where we learn organs of government: executive, judiciary, and legislative. Because the head of executive is the president. All the functions, you go and look very well, go and look at it very well, scrutinize it very well. You will see that all the functions of the executive arm of government, their functions majorly are functions of the president, though we do have some that are performed by the ministers that assisting him in the executive function. But go and look at it. Large number of the points or the functions under executive arm of government are performed by the president, which is head of state, at the same time head of government. Number one, implementation of law. So you've understood it, I don't need to be explaining it because the time is running out. Number two, making of policy, giving assent to the bill, after the bill has already passed 5 stages in the house. So we wait for assent from the president to become a law. It's the function of the head of state in presidential system of government. Initiation of bill, maintenance of law and order, preparation of budgets, appointment of judges, making treaty with another country, declaration of state of emergency, receiving of foreign visitors, attending international conference or international conference like OAU and some other conferences like that. Pardoning of the convicts, which is a prerogative of mercy. These are the functions of head of state and head of government. Question number 4 says, identify 5 features of parliamentary system of government. Features of parliamentary system of government. I want to say something, my students, because in some textbooks, that's what I observed. You can go and also check it. What I observed is that there is no a subtopic under parliamentary system of government where you will see features of parliamentary system. What you likely to see, I'm not saying all the textbooks. What you likely to see is differentiate, a comparison between presidential system of government and parliamentary system of government. Presidential system of government and parliamentary system of government, they are like word and opposite. So under that, go and look at it very well. You will see that the points that were raised under the comparison of the presidential and the parliamentary system of government, they are the features of each concept. Let me give you an example. Under presidential system of government, the ministers are individually responsible to the president. But under parliamentary system of government, the ministers, the cabinet, are collectively responsible to the parliament. You can see. So these are the features of the parliamentary system of government. So I want to read it out. The head of state is distinct from head of government under parliamentary system. I have said that. The prime minister is appointed by the majority party in the house, unlike presidential system of government where the president is going to be elected during the general election. I'm comparing it. I know you are noting everything. There is collective responsibility of minister, that is cabinet, to the parliament under presidential. there is individual responsibility of the minister to the president who appointed them. The prime minister and his cabinet, they are member of the legislative under parliamentary system of government. But under presidential system of government, the president and the ministers, they are member of the executive. That's how you compare it. If question says compare parliamentary system of government and presidential system of government, that's how you are going to compare it. That is supremacy of parliamentarianism under parliamentary system of government. Like the supremacy of the parliament. But under presidential government, we have the supremacy of constitution. The next one, there is no clear-cut separation of power under parliamentary system of government. But there is a clear-cut separation of powers under presidential system of government. Another one, there is existence of official opposition party under parliamentary system of government, but there is no official opposition party under presidential system of government. We do have opposition, but they are not officially recognized under presidential system of government. But under parliamentary system, they are both in the house. They are recognized. They have already had what we call shadow cabinet. Shadow cabinet, that I should explain the shadow cabinet of the opposition party under parliamentary system of government. They are the cabinet ministers that are ready to work with the appointed prime minister. If the ruling party fails to meet the need of the people, and the house, the parliament, has already passed what we call a vote of no confidence on them. If the parliament has successfully passed what we call vote of no confidence on the cabinet, the prime minister and his cabinet, they are going to leave the office. So immediately the opposition party will assume the office. That is why they have their home ministers already. You have to head Ministry of Education, you have to head Ministry of Agriculture. So as they have it on ground, we call it shadow cabinet. Shadow cabinet. The same word with the same meaning with shadow, that you are just tracing the shadow. Oji lasan lasan. Tó bá yá o lè di human being if the ruling party fails in its governance, in our governance. Then there is a fixed term in the office. There is a fixed time in the office of the presidential system of president under presidential system of government. No, but no fixed time for the prime minister under parliamentary system of government. The last one, we are discussing the features of parliamentary system of government. There is existence of coalition governments. Coalition government under parliamentary system of government. As we had it in the first republic of this country, the coalition was existed between NPC and NCNC. That is why Prime Minister of the country then, Tafawa Balewa, was from NPC, and Nnamdi Azikiwe was the ceremonial president, head of state. He was from NCNC. So you take note of that. So inshallah, the last one that we are looking at is under Constitution. The question says, explain any 6 factors that should be considered in drawing up a constitution. What are the factors that we need to look into when we want to adopt a certain constitution for a country? We know we have different types of constitution: written, unwritten, flexible, rigid, federal, unitary, and some others. So what are the things that we are going to look at in the community, in the country, before we adopt one, before we draw one? I will just be mentioning it. 1, the size of the country. 2, the type of the government. 3, homogeneity or heterogeneity of the society. Homogeneity means if they are of the same culture, Heterogeneity means we are of different cultures. History and custom of the country, the resources of the country, ideology of the country, the decision from the Constitutional Conference. So inshallah, we are to put stop on it now till another time we meet. So I pray that Allah should assist us in understanding everything that we are learning on this portal. So I also employ my students to be serious and be reading your book, so that before the exam comes, you might have finished everything so that is required, so that you will be successful in your exam. What I observe, I will say it to your hearing now. What I observe is that SS3 students are not visiting the portal. I observe that SS1 and SS2, so they are visiting the portal. We know how to dictate that from our hand here. So and this thing is originally yours, because immediately the school resumes, you are for exam, external exam. So my students, be serious. So may Allah assist every one of us. Happy Ramadan Kareem.